Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So today it's 2:20 p.m. right now. I'm actually not scheduled to go out until 5 o'clock. This is a video I've wanted to make for a little bit now. You guys read the title, so basically I'm going to be telling you how you can do this full time. You get comments all the time saying, hey, do you work another job? You know, do you do this full time? I worked a job before I started doing DoorDash, but I make more doing DoorDash. I have more flexibility doing DoorDash, and I can make videos while I do DoorDash. I was a co-general manager at a Wendy's, and I was making, you know, pretty bad money.
Look at the top of his head.
If you get some of these mindsets down that I'm going to go through in this video, you know, with these tips and everything, you can do this full time. It's my main source of income, baby. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is setting a goal. You got to determine what your cost of living is, you know, how much you're spending on bills in a month, how much, you know, you want to make. Determine what your market is. You know, if you live in Los Angeles, you're going to be a lot busier than Bucktown, Ohio, you know, where I'm at. To put this into perspective, guys, where I live, the median income is only $23,000. That means that the majority of people in my area that are working are making $10 to $12 an hour, 40 hours a week, and that's what comes out to about $23,000. That is not very high, hence why we don't have a lot of great tips here. We don't have a lot of people using the service. But in that same manner, my cost of living is extremely cheap. All of my bills together, rent, car insurance, electric, water, you know, phone bill, everything comes to just about $1,000 a month. Now, for example, San Francisco and California, the average income, the median income is $53,000. So more than double that, but the cost of living is there. So, you know, you just got to play with your market, see how much you want to make and see, you know, how am I going to do this? You know, if you're looking to make $500 a week, that's $26,000 a year, or $800 a week is $42,000 a year, or for $1,000 a week is $52,000 a year, or $1,500 if you're living in one of those busier areas, that'd be $78,000 a year. You know, someone who works DoorDash as a side hustle might just pick up, you know, Saturday, Friday nights, whatever, you know, work 11 to 2 and then 5 to 8 when they can pick it up. My shifts that I work that work well for me and might work well for you as well is 11 to 9. Again, you want to play out your market and see what days are the slowest for you. My slowest days are usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you want to take those days off, go for it. You can still do full-time 5 days a week. If you want to make $1,000 a week, you can do 11 to 9, 5 days a week. You know, you just have to average $20 an hour, which in a lot of places is fairly easy. For me in my area, 50 hours a week usually puts me around $800 to $900. So, you know, again, around the $40,000 a year range before taxes and expenses and everything, which doesn't sound like a lot, but again, it moves as a ladder. You know, my cost of living is down here and that's why I make less. Or if you make more, you know, your cost of living is higher. So again, set your own goals. If you think you can do $1,200 a week, go for $1,200 a week. You just got to figure out how you can do that in around 50 hours. And from my experience, if you ever want to take a break or anything during the day, which I totally do if I want to come home and eat, I'd say either 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. That's the best time if you want to take a little break. Put your thing on pause and just go home and get something to eat. Which brings me to my next topic, a big waste of money. I'm guilty of this. Half of America is guilty of this. Stop eating fast food. When I started doing DoorDash, I didn't know that this was going to be my full-time income. And so I would do it for, you know, just a few hours, you know, and I would get hungry. I'd be like, well, you know, fuck it. I'm hungry. I'm already out. And this guy's KFC smells good. After I drop off his food, I'm going to go and get some KFC. Quit doing that. A good way to save money and to build your income is meal prep. You know, a few days before or even the night before, you know, just figure out what you're going to eat, make up something that you can like, take it with you, and then, you know, you get hungry, you can just eat it in your car and you don't even have to go home for it, or you don't have to go to a fast food restaurant and spend $8 on a meal. Okay, that shit adds up. Let's just say, you know, you work 5 tens a week and you spend, I don't know, $10 a day on food, on fast food. That's $50 a week or $225 a month, or $2,700 a month for just spending $10 on food just on the days that you're working. Make your meals at home for a fifth of the cost. Take that $2,700, invest that into an index fund, and in 30 years, you'll have over $70,000. You know, when you're already spending money on gas, you're already spending money on wear and tear on your car, and then you add food on top of that. You know, we're trying to increase our profit. We're trying to, you know, make a good living. You can't do that eating out every day. I mean, if you want to go once a week or even twice a week and, you know, you get hungry and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to bring something. I mean, that's fine, but just don't make it a habit. If you do that, you're going to get comfortable with making that your diet. Plus, it's not healthy to be eating that much fast food. And again, you could turn that money into $70,000 towards your retirement. Big brain play. If you guys get coffee in the morning, don't go to Dunkin' Donuts, don't go to Starbucks, make your coffee at home. The profit margin these companies are making on coffee is insane. You are getting clowned so hard if you go in the morning and buy coffee. The coffee they charge you $6 for might only cost them 50 cents to make, if that. That restaurant, that place is just a money hole. I mean, I cannot imagine spending $6 on a cup of coffee. I delivered to a Starbucks once and I got a free coffee there. I actually got a pink drink, okay? I mean, it was pretty flames, but it wasn't $6 good, so... My personal favorite thing to cook up before I go dashing, you know, I get some rice-a-roni, it's $1 at the store, get some chicken, vegetables, whatever, mix it all together, cook it up. It's really cheap, tastes really good, and, you know, it'll last you a few meals, so... Next thing I want to talk about is taxes. If you guys want a separate tax video where I go through, you know, write-offs, mileage, quarterly taxes versus yearly taxes, you know, I can do that sometime in the future. I'm no accountant. Nope, I'm not perfect, but I do have a pretty good understanding of how this all works. So if you guys want, I could, you know, put a video out there to help you guys out. But for the sake of not getting off topic in this video, we're just going to assume that at a flat rate, you're getting taxed at 15%, which is about average. The average taxes generally for a DoorDash driver is about 15%. So we're just going to say that. And something I want to mention with taxes, if you're doing this full time, you do want to get an app like Everlance or Stride, an app that'll help you track your mileage, you know, your active mileage when you're dashing and everything. It just makes life a whole lot easier than trying to write it down in a book like some people are doing. So yeah, get the app, it'll help with taxes. But anyways, taxes 15%. Now I recommend saving at least 20%. You can save more and put, you know, some money into an IRA and let it grow over time. It'll help with your taxes as well. But you at least need to save 20% of what you make and put it into a savings account, put it in a stock market, whatever. Make sure that you have 20% of that you can pay up. So if you make $1,000, you know, save 200 of it, put it aside, which you should be doing anyways. You should be saving as much as you can, but at least 20%. Just in case it's the end of the year and you have to pay a little more taxes than you thought and you're not searching around in your couch for change. Another thing I want to talk about is your car. A lot of people say, well, I would do DoorDash more, or you know, I would just pick up DoorDash if my car wasn't a piece of shit. Unlike Uber and Lyft, there's no limit on how old your car has to be. You know, Uber, I'm pretty sure, says you have to have a car that's 2010 or newer to do their services, but you can drive a 95 beater or you can drive a 2020 Tesla Model 3. It doesn't matter. I drive a 2009 Subaru Legacy. She's got a missing tooth, but she's only got 120,000 miles on it. I've put 8,000 miles on it. It gets about 24 combined miles per gallon, which isn't great, but it's not horrible. The only thing I've had to do to it maintenance-wise is I had to give it an oil change. Don't get me wrong, if you're doing this full time, you're going to put a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle. Assuming you choose to set a goal of $1,000 a week, you're going to be putting anywhere from 600 to 800 miles on your car. Say you do that for 52 weeks, you're putting over 34,000 miles on your car in a year. Again, that's why it's great if you're already driving a beater. If you're doing this full time, that car will eventually pay itself off. And if you're already driving a nicer car and you want to do this full time, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you can do it, but I just say be careful because, you know, you're going to go through a lot of depreciation depending on how new the car is. You know, if you're driving a $25,000 car, you could lose $6,000 on that car in the first year. That's why I say get a beater, get something cheap, get something reliable, get a Honda Civic or a, you know, Toyota Camry or Corolla, whatever. There's all sorts of, you know, decent cars out there. Get an older car, 10 years old or something. And in theory, you can run that thing to the ground. That's what I'm gonna do with my car. I'm gonna keep running this thing. I'm gonna make as much money as I can, run it to the ground and say, all right, let's get a new beater. Do not intentionally buy a nicer car, something $10,000 or more for this. Unless it's the best deal in the world. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you guys disagree with that in the comments, you can let me know, but get something cheap, something reliable, something you can put a bunch of miles on and run that baby at the ground, make as much money as you can. That's all I gotta tell you. I love cars. Cars are nice. They're fun to drive. It's a social status. I get it. You know, I'd love to have a Tesla one day. Those things are sweet. I know that's like a generic white boy car to like, but those fucking Teslas are nice. But you know what's even nicer than a Tesla? Not living paycheck to paycheck. Oh, and one more thing I just want to throw in here. You didn't hear it from me, but there's always the option of multi-apping to make more money. So I can't do it because I don't have like every service in my area, but you can definitely do that and make more money than you are just with DoorDash. But you didn't hear it from me. But anyways, if you guys like this video, you appreciate it, you know, make sure to drop a like. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.